The hardest part about being a parent is it doesn't matter how much you try to raise your children right, they're always going to make mistakes. Because we were children once, no matter what our parents told us, we did the opposite. I can't stress this enough that it doesn't matter what you tell them, they're going to do what they see. So, a while ago, I had one of my children come up to me and ask me, may I go out and hang out with some friends? It's a party. I need an extension on my ETA. Being that it was my day off, I said, I agreed to it. You may, you can, be safe, and I'll see you when you get back. Knowing that it was going to be a party, I had huge faith that my child was going to do the right thing. I mean, don't get me wrong, my child is a young adult, and being that I've expressed to them the dangers of alcohol and, you know, hanging out with people whom don't give you the same value back as far as the energy exchange, I thought she would have made a big impact in her own life by thriving to move forward. Then sometime, luckily, at around 11, I get a phone call, states that the person whom my young child adult is with needs support because my kid was passed out, drunk, blacked out. So luckily, I've always told my circle, if you ever need me, just call me and I'll be there. So I show up to the location to pick up my child, and lo and behold, her so-called friends are mocking her, laughing at her, talking about her. And you see, I told my child, you can go to school, but you have to find your own way. Because unless you have a concrete plan of A, B, C, and so on, I'll sign off on it. But if you don't, I've told all my children the same speech. I will never finance your stupidity. So my child decided not to go to college or pursue any extension of education. But then one day my child comes back and says, it's not fair. Everybody has lives. Everybody's moving forward. I feel like I'm stuck. Knowing that I gave my child all the tools and essentials to to be able to start their own business, to create their own path. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying don't go to college. Go to college if you want to go learn. If you have a mind that it's clear and fixated on what you want to do, then proceed. But my children didn't have an end game. They just wanted to go with the flow. They wanted to be drifters. Hence where we're at today. So luckily was able to bring the child home. And I keep referring to my young adult as a child because my child will always be my child. I don't care how old they are. So fast forward to the next day, and they don't have the audacity to sit there and give me respect in the time of day, to at least give me a quick debrief of what happened yesterday. Instead, I get the silent treatment. The mother gets a little bit of attitude. So I held on to her things until she was able to come up to me and ask, hey, what happened, right? Or I apologize for what happened yesterday. But instead, the child kept avoiding me. She avoided me for her 2 days off. And finally, on the third day that she has to go back to work, I finally said to myself, well, you know, I might as well give her back her phone, and told her mom to give her her purse, because obviously we were holding on to those things because we needed her to come talk to us. It's called responsibility. And I taught my children about accountability. And after everything is said and done, till this day, it's almost a week now. As a matter of fact, it is a week now. A week later, and she still won't give me the time of day. But instead, on the third day, she gave us attitude. She said, I thought you guys said you didn't know where my things were. It's like, whoa, pipe down a little bit. We're going by seniority. We've been here in this rock a little longer than you. We gave you live. Tone it down. Back up. Reset. See, the problem with parenting is that you have to be on point with the message that you're trying to deliver. Because if you're not, the message is going to get lost. And this is hard because this is where relationships come into play as far as being on the same page. Now, my young adult child needs a ride to work. It's imperative from one human being to another to express that things need to be spoken and put to rest. So you would have figured that the child would have came and amend things with mom, which I don't know how it went. I mean, everybody knows their own children, and knowing my child, she just said, hey, I need a ride. And the mother just conceded to it, like, all right, cool, get in, let's go, I'll take you. And then that's that. So you see how the child got to manipulate one of the parents by giving them what they need to progress in life, when the lesson here would have been, I'm not giving you anything until you speak on the actions that you did that were wrong, because there's a lesson to be learned. And the point here is that it could have gone so bad, but thankfully someone else got the message. So what did I learn as a parent? That no matter how much you tell your children don't jump, they're going to jump. But just because your children jump doesn't mean you stop teaching, you stop trying to lead. You still spread the message, because thankfully, by spreading the message, those around your children will understand the message that is given, and they'll be able to support your children in their time of need. The cherry on top is that my young adult child also wanted to throw her lifeline under the bus. Instead of apologizing to that person who saved her, who watched her, who was there with her, that's a real friend that you have to keep. She was ready to raise hell on everybody. And this is my story. This is what I see through my eyes, until she tells the story, and hopefully one day we'll have her on and she'll be able to explain what happened as far as the feelings go and, you know, the mess ups. But until then, that's where the story lies. So parents, if you're hearing this, to whoever needs to know this: we don't have all the right answers. And that is why I started this Real Dad Deal company, tribe, whatever you want to call it. Because when I needed support, there was nobody there. And I don't want you as a parent to struggle or have any issues. So I hope this helps. Bear with us. And let's enjoy life.